Hey guys, it's Starting Konach with another game of Geometry Dash. And today I am lost on the menu. Alright, back to Clutterfunk. We've gotten to 72 before, so maybe we'll get better. Maybe not. Too much, yep. Much too much. So we've beat it on practice mode, but we've only got to 72%. Well, not proving it there. But we're going to try to bash against it some and see if we can get there. And if it looks like we need to refresh some of the later segments, then we'll just jump over to practice mode and do that. But I've done the first part of the level a fair amount now. It's just that part. Okay, well, right there where I didn't jump. It's just the part at like 70% where there's a part that I tend to struggle with. But I've only done the finishing segments a few times because I got through them without too many iterations, which could be a problem. We'll see. Because there's like that pretty large percentage that's like, in my opinion, a pretty simple ship section. Try to say that one time ever. Okay, I fell too far there. I think that ball section's supposed to be easy too, so what are you gonna do? But I've done practice mode on that part a couple hundred times too, so okay, wow, amazing! Okay. Normally I don't die there. I mean, I've died there before, maybe even in this run, but normally I don't die there, as if that's important. Yeah. Well, that should have been better. Wasn't. Like, that ship section, that part with the rocket, I crashed again. Literally incompetent. I would not classify that part as particularly hard. It's a little tricky, but not like, you don't have to react particularly quickly or anything like that. And yet, I die there. So what's it even mean to be an easy part of the game in my estimation? I think just lots of inputs very quickly is the only qualification I have for being a hard part. Although flying with a ship is a moderate amount of I crashed again. Amazing! Flying the ship's a moderate amount of inputs compared to normal play. Amazing. I forgot to jump again. That would have been better. Hello, Airless. How are you? Whoops. definitely didn't need to do that. Ah, and there. How many attempts do I have? 1,622. Most of those are, you know, like practice mode attempts. I guess they count the practice mode attempts in the same place as the normal attempts, but you know, I'm not very good. I think it's gonna take a couple thousand more. But although you'll see me die, you know, early, the part that I have trouble with is at like 70-ish%. Well, apparently I'm gonna just crash there, but there's this part where it goes upside down and you have to make a couple jumps where I do poorly. Okay. Oh, I keep thinking about the fake orb there, but it's not that one. You're supposed to just run into that one. It's actually like a long time where you don't have to do any inputs. I am so bad. Anyway, like I was saying, my real roadblock is late in the level. Okay, I crashed again. That sentence was too difficult to say, and it inhibited my ability to use my hands, apparently. But yeah, the easy parts at the beginning that I keep dying on, I think are easy. Like this easy shit part that I die on all the time, I think, wow, amazing. Amazing. Whoops. That's the worst part with practice mode, which I'm not in, you know, but whenever I am in it, because I'm not that experienced with it, I'll just, like, accidentally hit the wrong button to leave the menu, and then I'll have to, like, get all the way to where I was again with the checkpoint. Which I have the greatest amount of trouble with the checkpoints. Not as much as I used to have, but still a lot. Ah, I was too slow. Much too slow. I mean, obviously I was, because I died. There, I don't know what was going on. You know, general incompetence. I don't know what's going on there. Just looking at the wrong thing. Ah. Yikes. Terrible. I guess we're just gonna go into practice mode. No, there's no point in that. Not for the early sections. Like, what am I gonna do? Go to practice mode to practice 10 to 20%? I'll just play the game. After all, these early parts are the parts I think are easy. Never mind that I keep dying on them over and over. Timing off there. Normally I never die there. I didn't even know you could hit those orbs at the wrong time, but you very clearly can. There's a couple later on you can hit at the wrong time. I'll probably hit those at the wrong time too. Ah, terrible. Hey Starburst, how's it going? I don't know why I'm doing, like, that part with the ball. I normally play a lot tighter than all that, but I just... Maybe it's because it's like the first or second time I've got there. But normally, like, I'm much better at that part. It felt sketchy in a couple of those bounces. There we go. Ah, well. At least we got 2 exits from the ship part in a row. Even if I immediately made a mistake because I was congratulating myself for doing well. Hey Roy, don't need to apologize for being late. After all, it's not like I advertised these things very far ahead of time. Oh no. Terrible. Clean. No, 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 no. You know, the ship part was clean. Me congratulating myself may have been a little premature. May have been. No, no, what? Alright, well, I really thought I must have just held it for, like, I don't know, a quarter of a second too long? Really an eternity. All I did was hold an input for 15 frames. You say Clutterfunk should be a demon? Well, I don't know enough about the difficulties to gauge that. I don't think abstractly many parts of it are super, super hard, but I don't know how hard, you know, I don't know how hard a demon is either. If it's just sort of a bunch harder than this, but not crazy hard. Not again! Got too excited. Thank you, Ivory Beats, for your words of encouragement. Or as you're saying, if the nightmare is a demon, I have heard of that one. Several people bring that up as like the one that people should try to beat for their first one. It's like the typical one or something maybe. I am not an expert, although YouTube keeps sending me videos about Geometry Dash, and I'm like, no, I'm okay. Ah, not again. Ah, awful. Because it's like, there's big parts of this level that I say I don't think are hard. You know, I die on them, like they're in that ship part. Or like the part where you do the big ship and you have to go, amazing. Amazing. The part where you get the big ship and you have to go up and down. Those are basically just gimmies, you know, like, sure you can die on them, but fundamentally, like, you're gonna see yourself get through that part of the run plenty of times, you know, like, I don't see them as roadblocks, even though I've died on this ship part like 7 times in this run. And there's like green miniature ship part, and I don't even see that as really a roadblock, even though I'll likely die there plenty of times, because my ship play either is like what I would consider decent or terrible. No, not again. I repeat, you say the nightmare isn't very difficult. It's just sort of an artifact of the rating system over time. Okay, so levels are never re-recorded in difficulty. Once they're assigned an official rating, that's it's in stone forever. I see. Ah, terrible. The demon's specialty, the specific between easy and extreme, that changes. I see. All right. Amazing. Terrible. How, like, again, I don't even think that part of the ball part is hard. How am I dying on it? Probably because I'm not giving it the RESPECT that it deserves. No. Okay, well, apparently today's the day that I'm going to just leap into the Buzzsaw block first. It's a good day to die. And imagine Sir Blockington's despair when he realized he had awoken from one dream into another, and in that dream it was too his fate to drive against all the outrageous obstacles of the world until I pierced his head with a spike again. Alas, poor Green Block. Long have you suffered, and many more sufferings will be your lot as well. All right. cannot believe I missed that. I felt it. I felt myself miss it when I missed it. Again, I did it again. I never do that. I'm getting too, you know, too tied up in my anticipation of the future. I need to do my normal play style, which is never think about anything, only react to what's right in front of me at any given moment. Too many mind. No, I did it again. Can you go that way, maybe? Maybe that's a weird coin path. Well, anyway, I'm not going to learn that today. So it sort of looks like you can go that way and then continue on the roof and then, like, jump over the other buzzsaws, but... Whoops. Like, maybe it flings you up and there's a coin up. Well, amazing. And it flings you a coin up there and then it alley-oops you down into that blue one. That's feasible. I don't know, though. I don't think I've ever done that. Every time I go and miss that blue that flips you over there, I just, you know, die. No, there's not a coin there, which I would have known if I had ever looked before. No! The ship could be a little frustrating because it's like you're trying to time the regularity of your input to keep it level, but sometimes, if you're me, you accidentally, you know, just push your thumb down on the button for a little brief moment, which is quite long enough to dramatically miss it. And there I was going level again. I was looking at the wrong part of the screen, maybe? I'm not sure what was going on there. Anyway, it ended up with me dying, so in a similar sense, I know exactly what was going on there. Incompetence. That is surprising. I didn't think that was going to happen. And this part is super simple. You just got to remember to do the thing immediately. And now we get to the part that I actually think is the hard part of the level. No! Okay. I blanked. I don't know what I was doing. I just totally lost it. I was focusing on not jumping while I was going through the window, and then I just never got there at all. Hello, unnamed user. Well, at least I got very cleanly through those middle segments, which is what I said I was going to be able to do if I ever got there. Never mind that I died, 50 times on the earlier segments. After all, what could be less important than the past? Literally what? The past is just a collection of things that may or may not have happened, and no one can prove anything about them. It's not as if there's documentary evidence of it. There are no coins that exist, nor statues that detail my exploits or lack thereof on Clutterfunk. In fact, it's impossible to imagine a run in the past where I did even better than that one. I mean, it doesn't exist, but it's possible to imagine it. Well, so right there, 73%, hooray, new best. So right there, that's the part I was talking about earlier that I'm not gonna have a good time getting back. Rosie, say you got a new mouse? Awesome. Like for your computer? Or a pet mouse? It seems like a silly question, but I realize that it's not totally clear to me. I crashed. Say last time you tuned in I started Clutterfunk. Oh, I've already said I'm never going to beat this level and given up on it like 100 times since then. You say I seem to be getting consistent. Well, thank you. Yeah, you tuned in at the time of the stream where I got warmed up enough to actually get through the early parts. I was dying in a lot of embarrassing places whenever I was getting back into the groove. But yeah, I beat it on practice mode, but just gonna keep on hacking away at it. Try not to get discouraged by, you know, setbacks like my existence or the way that it interacts with the possibility of success. You know, stuff like that. Those are the things that you've got to sort of overcome your attachment to if you want to reach Geometry Dash Enlightenment. And I assume that's exactly what Mr. Green Blockington is going for. The long-suffering one. They're going to put a statue of him somewhere to prove he existed. Next to it, the number 170,000. That's not how many times I've actually died in this game. Oh no. But there's one more. I don't think I've done more than like 50,000 attempts. I don't know. Does the game count? Probably not that many. Probably like 10,000 attempts. Just total, not on this map. On this map, it's probably like, oh, I don't know, 1,700? Super Bowl result opinions. I won $5 on the coin toss, or so my friend informed me. I wasn't watching, and I won $5 because Kendrick Lamar played his smash hit. I no longer watch American football. I used to be very into it, like as a child and then as a young adult, but I gave it up mostly. But I have not given up my childhood love of rap music, which persists these, 30 years later. But abstractly, my opinion is that the people love to see a favorite get demolished, The sport I watch is sumo. And in sumo, you want your favorite guy to win, but if it's someone who like no one expects to win, you sort of want him to win instead, right? An underdog story is a hit with everyone. It's a classic thing for a reason, and not like a pro. No one who's a professional sports player should really be considered an underdog at anything, right? Like saying, "Oh, I can't believe this person who's one of the 100 fastest people on the planet won a race that's about being fast." Like, what a silly statement, right? But I know a lot of people are celebrating, and good for them. I know a lot of people are in despair, and to them I can say, it's always next year. The noble game of sports ball gives and takes away. No, are you joking? I've never died there. There's one more for the all death speed run. Didn't even know you could die there. I mean, I should have anticipated that you could die there. Oh well. Chalk one up for the all deaths. The all deaths, my own category. You know, that's where you try to die at every single place that you can conceivably die at. You got to keep track internally. You know, it's just an honor system thing. You're never going to get in the Guinness Book of World Records for it. I mean, not yet. Not unless you bribe them. Sorry, pay them. It's hard to tell the difference, right? I understand there is one, but you know, if you go to someone and you give them money to do a thing and then they do it, like, that's a bribe. Oh, sorry, it's their business. Like whenever I go to bribe the doctor to give me, you know, cough medicine, he's not gonna do it if I don't bribe him. We call it a payment, but really it's just a bribe. I do understand the difference. It's language. No! I can't believe I died there. That's pretty bad. I don't think I've died there. I might have. It's just a weird place on the ship to make an input incorrect. Hold like, oh, okay, sure. So my guess for Clutterfunk is that it's gonna be like 5,000 attempts before I beat it total, but I don't know. If I can get to like 85%, it shouldn't be like more than 10 times to get through. It's just a matter of how many times it's going to take just to get to that 70% mark and have to execute a thing that I know how to do and yet never ever do right. Amazing. I crashed again. Amazing. But I'm going to have to, you know, come up with new stuff to talk about, given that I'm going to be staring at nothing but this level forever. How about the virtue of the color green? You know, Mr. Greenblock and I agree. It's a nice color. I don't like wear green clothing or anything. I mean, it's not really my style. I'm more of the color black kind of guy. Mr. Greenblock would have been a block of black, but the game did not allow me to do that. So now it is he and I forever. I cannot believe I died there again. Did I know that they made an NES version called Famidash? I did not. Is that like a demake sort of style thing where they you know, make it in with tools to run in an emulator for it sort of thing? I've seen that for a few games. I haven't played any of them, but it is a fascinating concept. I was playing Celeste, and there's like a demake of Celeste inside of Celeste, and called Pico 8, and which is, I guess, the name of the engine that it's in. But it's wonderful. It was such a delight to find it. Man, Celeste is a good game. Been going through and getting the collectibles. Geometry Dash and Celeste sort of help me play the other one, because they're both pretty tough games. But in Celeste, it's a lot easier to make incremental progress, and in Geometry Dash, Geometry Dash just sort of like immunizes you from caring about failure, since the weight of them, you know, like, if my failures were grains of sand, I could still build a castle out of them, right? It would be a good one too. It would have turrets and crenellations. Any new best? Yeah, we're at 73% now. We made it 2 or 3 blocks further than the last time and then died. But we've only been to that 70% section twice. We've been having good results getting through the ball section. Good-ish. but dying way too much on what I say is the easy part, this right here. Haven't died at all on big ship section. We've gotten through this each time so far. And now, this. Of course. Of course I die there again. I'm so bad at the game. Whoops. Natasha, no I didn't. I did not beat Geometrical Dominator. I gave up on it. I decided I was never gonna beat it. I got so frustrated and came back to Clutterfunk. I think my best on... Oh, whoopsie. I think my best on Clutterfunk is better than my best on Geometrical Dominator now. But yeah, I was getting like really frustrated with it. I couldn't even really get to the blackout part. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take my ball and go home. Noel Bouncy was like, are you going to try Clutterfunk again? I was like, you know what? Why don't I? I bet I'll feel better about myself playing Clutterfunk than I do right now playing Geometrical Dominator. And I did, you know. Went back to practice, finished it up in practice, and then hacked away. We got to, you know, a decent best to 72, but the thing about this middle section is, I mean, sure, theoretically, you can die in lots of the places, but I rarely do, and we've gotten through this every time so far, so if I can just... Ah! So close, so close. Hey, Everly. Well, anyway, we died there on the miniature ship part, but that's the first time in that segment we've died there. So we've gotten to there like 4 or 5 times now in this run, which we were really close. That was just a little fraction too unsmooth, which, you know, what an excuse to make. I was only slightly dead. The tolerance for my rocket ship only slightly ran into the star. You know, whatever applicable case may be in the moment. No, I was gonna play a bunch of Red Dead 2 today, and I got home and I was like, you know, I bet if I just like eat a bunch of cookies, then brush my teeth because I'm a responsible person, I could just take a nap. And that's what I did. Oh, and listener, let me tell you, there is truly nothing better than working in the morning, coming home, and then taking a nap. Ah, it's great. I woke up at 9 p.m. feeling fresh as a daisy. And then I realized I could figure out if I had won any of my Super Bowl bets, which were related to the coin toss and the halftime show. And I did. Glorious. I crashed again. Terrible. But last year's Super Bowl was a wonderful event. I didn't watch it either or care about it, but my girl Chapel Roan did a Tiny Desk concert with NPR. If you're not familiar with NPR's Tiny Desks, they're wonderful events. Basically, artists do a stripped-down show in the NPR offices, and it's great. But anyway, I had never heard Chapel Roan before, and I was quite enamored with the music from the performance, and that was about a year ago. But in it, she says something like, "The Super Bowl was yesterday. I don't care. This is my Super Bowl." And then they all laugh. But anyway, she won the Best New Artist Grammy the other day, and you know, I like millions of other people, am very proud of her. So maybe there will be a really good Tiny Desk soon, and that'll kick off this year well. No! I don't know if I've died there before. I mean, it's easy to see how you would. You just draw the line badly, but... There I go again, dying to what I call an easy segment. Okay. I really thought... Well, it doesn't matter what I thought. What I am is dead. Well, not at the moment. I mean, clearly I stand before you revivified. Thrust once again into the form of Mr. Green Blockington. On his way to die anew. Poor guy. Anyway, when he writes his memoir, Mr. Greenblock will be sad to learn that the name I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream has already been taken. No, are you joking? I mean, clearly not. I can't believe I missed that. Anyway, like I was saying, that ball part's easy. I always get through it. Man. Alright, one more time with feeling. It'll be alright. I shouldn't let myself get too discouraged. I mean, what did I do? Like, I must have played Jumper for what, like, you know, a lot of hours, like 4 or 5. Maybe? I don't know. I would have to count it up. I'm too lazy. No! People call him Geometry Dash. That's terrible. I refuse to ever say it again. No, I don't want to be mean about what people like, but pun-based humor... Sometimes there could be, like, a really good one, but usually it doesn't make me think of Shakespeare. Usually it makes me think of my one friend who will make the most groan-inducing references to, you know, his obliteration of the English language, and then look at me expectantly until I acknowledge that he has done the unfunny thing again. I crashed. But I think really the reason I don't like puns is because I don't, like... They don't naturally occur to me, because that's not the way that I crashed again. That I process language. So when someone asks me a question with, like, a pun joke answer, it's, like, aggravating, because, like, it shouldn't logically follow that what they've done to me came from the initial question. It's like a knock-knock joke that's disjointed from the beginning. You know, knock knock, who's there? Yellow. And you say yellow who, and they go, oh, the joke's over. You're like, that's not the structure of the joke. They're like, no, you don't get it, or whatever. And that is what I feel about puns. You know, they don't follow. Also, I crashed again. But I have this friend, he plays like a lot of D&D, and to him, making a pun is like the highest form of art. Like, he would rather make a pun than be president of the United States. As far back as he can remember, he always wanted to be a pun maker. I really thought I'd be getting through the ship part with more regularity. Had better percentage success with the small ship than with the regular one here, which is pretty bad. Wow. Dying there is pretty bad too. Wow. I need to make myself a little geometry dash note like I made a Minecraft note to not be dramatic. I left a little sign up in my Minecraft hardcore world to tell me to quit being dramatic. Kinda want to go there now. No, I'll play this for a little while more. Maybe a while more. Honestly, I should probably just go to practice mode again. But it feels so deflating now that we've done it, you know, to just be like, okay, I guess we're not gonna actually complete it no matter what. No! Okay, I really thought that angle was fine. I mean, it doesn't matter what I think, I'm dead, and yet here I am, trying to adjudicate past thoughts. In Terry Pratchett's Discworld, there's a character of Death who shows up to, you know, squire important figures to the plot, to the afterlife, and have conversations with them and such. I died again. And often they will share, like, you know, their thoughts and opinions about how things are, and he's just, like, sort of watching him. He's like, yeah, by the way, it's like, it's not really your choice here. You're still dead. Death in Discworld is a great character. A cat person, of course. The lead character, or supporting lead character, in a couple of books. But as you might imagine in a fantasy series, even a comedy fantasy series like Discworld, death is a feature of almost all stories. No, no, no! I can't believe it. Not on that part. That part's supposed to be so easy. I really don't even know how I messed it up. I think I was supposed to just hold it down or something, and I, like, feathered the button a little bit. Again. Man, that's so annoying. I'm still talking about the ball death there. I can't believe I died there. The parts with the block afterward when I was barely paying attention because I was focusing on complaining, including that one. I can believe all of those, including this one. And that's why it's going to take me 5,000 attempts. Not 5,000 honest attempts, 5,000 total attempts that include me complaining. If I ever did in and out on how many of my attempts involve me complaining, I'm sure that it would be a high number. But it's hard to be positive when you're terrible. That's not true. I don't think it's any easier to be positive when you're doing well. It just feels like it is. Because I've known plenty of people who aren't good at, like, any damn thing in the world, and they have a great time being alive. So, you know, being good at something, that don't matter none. You gotta divorce yourself from the idea that, you know, your feelings should be based on the world that actually exists. That's what Mr. Greenblock has decided. He died again. And yet, in a similar sense, he has already returned to be the vehicle of my failures once more. And how does he feel about it? Oh, if only he had a way to express himself. Instead, he is here, in his glass case of emotion, the whirling cogs of his mind never to cease. 1,800 or so deaths on Clutterfunk, and 1,800 more to go. I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I wonder if people ever play Geometry Dash badly to be funny. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense, really. And also, like, how would anybody ever tell? If you were like, I was only pretending to be bad. I died on purpose. What's the difference? You can't tell the difference between me and you if you're bad on purpose and I'm just bad. No! I'll do that thing again where I said I thought I was okay there. Clearly wasn't. That was close, sort of bad timing. No, 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 not again. Not again. What gets put on Mr. Greenblock's gravestone for 1/2 second brief moment before he comes back to life. To suffer again at my hands. Poor Greenblock. Your flat affect in the face of repeated death is an inspiration to us all, Mr. Greenblock. No! Okay, well, not an inspiration to me. You're making your part in a Mega Collab Demon? Oh, that's awesome. So I guess not every level is a single person affair, that makes sense. So how does that work? You just like build it in a level editor and then, you know, you just stretch the composites together kind of thing? Or is it more complicated than that? The only other game I ever modded, Mountain Blade Warband, which I didn't mod like extensively, it was more like a sub-mod of a mod, but my most viewed videos on YouTube ever are my tutorials for modding it, and man, are they unprofessional. Don't know what I was talking about, but what I was talking about in the mod video. So what I was talking about here was that game, so like, you just like edited it in a text file, like, that was how to do everything. You just like found like, oh, I want these guys' armor to be different, so you would find where the text entry was for their armor and then change it. There was a way to like do some of it in mass, but fundamentally that's what it was. It was just like a bunch of notepad files. No, I'd be terrible at making a mod for a game like from the ground up, because I would just want to fill it with like books that people wouldn't read, and then I would never actually get anything done because I have a terrible work ethic. All right. All right, new best, 77%. Still, you know, hey, that's better than we've done. It's a lot better than we've done. A lot better, 4% better. All right. %78. All right, new best. Forgot to jump. Got so excited that I didn't die there and forgot to jump. So that's like, it's not bad to get to that segment like pretty close back to back and get through those windows, which are like a big roadblock for me. Oh no, this song has... Stop it forever. Alright. If you'll just bear with me for a moment, and I will mark that song for death. Alright. I'm not going to go on the rant, but I am going to do a better job at removing the songs from my library with sounds that I despise, and then I won't have to go on the rant anymore. And you know, the sound of a dial-up modem once brought me great joy, but not like in my ears, unrelated to the power of the internet, you know, like it had to be functional. For I am, as you know, an old person. And once experienced the joy of trying to connect to the internet when I wasn't supposed to, and being exposed for my sins by the screeching electronics. Bad. I almost died on the descent too. That was just like, you know, clumsiness on a couple of those inputs. I got too excited. Was looking just a little bit too far ahead. There we go. All right. Well. At least we died there and not at the two other places there that I usually die at. Wow. Wow! Amazing! Who put that stationary spike there? Oh, okay. Who put that blue orb there? Man. Okay. Who put this level together? Man, I'm doing bad. No, I just gotta readjust. Too excited with the 71% section. Gotta get back to it. No! I don't even understand what happened there. I mean, I do. I hit the button at the wrong time. But what I mean to say is I don't know how it resulted in that strange outcome. Well, that was bad. Amazing! I'm so bad. I mean, not like in an embarrassing way. Just like, how is it possible that a human being who's played the game this long could still be failing on those ship parts? They're not hard, right? Right? I mean, like, they're not. There, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I think I was in the middle of complaining. That's the most likely explanation. Sure. I just forgot to jump there, I guess. I really like that part. It reminds me of, like, X Step. I really liked X Step. What a good level. I wish I hadn't beat it so fast. No, I don't think it was that quick. Sure. Sure. What are the hitboxes on these wheels, I wonder? Are they a series of triangles? Are they actually like a circle? I mean, ultimately it doesn't matter. There's one later on that I died on practice mode a bunch. I was getting mad because it didn't look like I should be hitting it. Which, again, like, what a good argument to have with a video game. It reminds me of way back in the day, like NFL 2K, 2K1 on the Dreamcast, right? 2K1, yeah. And, me and my friend, we would, like, there would be a call on the play, you know, and we would go into the instant replay as if to argue with, like, where the ball was placed or that the ref was wrong or whatever, as if there were any mechanism to do that. Maybe in the modern games now you can dispute plays, but back then you could not. But I'd be like, you see, really, his foot was out of bounds. What? Oh, I jumped there. So you just found a picture of a 2-lane undivided highway with a 70-mile-per-hour speed limit? Sounds like Montana, maybe? What mouse do I have? It is a Logitech G600. It is an MMO mouse. Texas, that also makes sense. It's an MMO mouse, so it's got, you know, like the 12 buttons on the side, corresponding to whatever you program them to, which is just a wonderful thing. It's good for Minecraft too. If you keep your inventory set up regularly, you'll be like, bam, rather than having to move your hand over to 7 or whatever, you can just jam your thumb there and get, you know, whatever you have on 7 there. Usually for me, a resurrection idol, because I play on hardcore typically. And my Minecraft world has been going for like 370 days now or so on this one, so I don't want to make another one. I mean, I would the same day as I die, but maybe I'll never die again. Alright. Okay, well, that's bad. Yeah, my mouse is pretty old. I would have gotten it whenever Classic WoW came out the first time, so 2019? Yeah. Maybe before then, but definitely then. I've never died there. Amazing. So that one, if you hold it immediately going through the portal like you do for that whole other segment, that's the one where you die on. Normally I just wait a little longer because I'm like, oh, this one, you know, you don't need to modify too much. But it's just like, if you get into the rhythm of what you had been doing, that's where you die there. It's always interesting when the level design does that. It's like, do this to this. Oh, now you need to remember that part's done. here, we go through, jump there, buffer, drop, jump. No, not again! So you go through the blue things, and then as soon as you do that, you buffer, and then, okay, you die. And then after the buffer jump, you drop one block after you fall, right? One drop block, and then you need to jump immediately, and then wait one block, and then jump again. Yeah, and then that's when you flip over. Yeah. Oh, oof. I dropped in there at a much different angle than I normally do, and I actually thought I was already dead. And then I didn't get the vertical bounce off of the orbs that I was expecting. There's lots of these orbs where you can hit them at the wrong time. I just usually hit them at the right time, so I don't realize that maybe there's a big window where it doesn't work the same way. Because I basically never buffer into an orb, like never. I don't know why not, because I'm bad. There's probably another reason, because when I try I mess up some other way. That's another extension of being bad. Oof. Hey, Antronics. Pretty bad death there. I mean, not really. I just don't die in that small ship section very often, but it's certainly a place that I expect to die. I just, you know, I tend to do okay there, I guess. I die at this part more than at the... Okay. I die at that part more than at the small one. I mean, that's just a function of probability, too, for I play that one much more, but I think percentage of getting through, we're also getting through the small ship more, but maybe that's also a question of focus. After all, the 20%, I'm just sort of, or even 30%, whatever that ship part is, I'm just sort of like, oh, okay, yeah, playing the game. It's only once I get through the ball part where I'm actually like, okay, maybe now we're going. Man, annoying. The thing with the ship, I mean, obviously all the forms are like that. You make a bad input, it's done. But with the ship, you can feel it. You can see it for a couple of seconds before it happens. Well, like 1 second usually. But it's too late to do anything. You're just like, oh no, it's already turned. Oh no, the nose of the ship is wrong. But sometimes it's too late. Are you joking? I can't believe I did that. I mean, I can believe I did that. Oh, that's super annoying. I was you know, I was thinking about the next part. I was like, all right, you'll bounce off the two things, and then you'll buffer, and then you'll drop down, and then you'll jump, and then you'll wait one block, and then, but then I didn't do any of those things. I just died. But after all, it's not like I actually want to beat this level. I mean, as soon as I beat this, I'll go on to an even harder level that will also make me feel like I can't ever do it. Oh no, that's the whole future. We must imagine Sisyphus happy. Okay. What? Oh, whatever. I'm so bad. I can't believe that. Oh, man. Alright. I forgot to jump again. I forgot to jump again. Anyway, there we are. Old personal best, not a new personal best, right there. So every time I get through that part, I get so surprised that I got through it that I die right afterward at the easy part. Amazing! You mean do it again? Just give up on beating the level? Ah, litterers. Wow. Amazing. Okay, that's great too. Now I'm just jumping, you know, to prove that I can. I don't know what's going on there. No, no! I guess I just like pushed the button down too hard. I don't know. I don't know how controllers work. It didn't seem like the time that I had pressed it down was anything. Maybe the time it takes to let go of the button matters. Sounds stupid, it has to matter. Terrible. Okay. What? Whatever. At least it's got a nice color scheme, since I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. Amazing. Well, you know, that was a different way to fail there. Normally we get very slightly further than that. Q, you say very consistent. I don't know. Consistently running into those obstacles. Yeah, I mean the beginning section's fine, and the early middle ship section, you know, it's messy, but whatever. The ball section I consider to be, I mean, good execution, right? I mean, I die there sometimes, but broadly speaking, as soon as we turn into the ball, we kind of expect to get through it alive. And small ship, almost, you know, almost better than the beginning of the map with the small ship at this point. We die there sometimes, but I mean, I feel like we're getting good consistency there. And of course, consistency in the mid is very important because you only, like I said, we never die on the ball part. You just expect to go through. Ridiculous. Clearly, I still can die there. But I think, in spite of that death, that it's still, like, a strong segment. But really, I guess all the segments before 70% are fine, except for this one right here, which I considered to be fine when I started, but I think it's just because I did well a few times. Ay, ay, ay. There was just one button press that wasn't right. Oh, just one button press in a game where all you can do is press a button? Yeah, just one. You know, that's all that went wrong. I knew it was a dumb thing to say before I started saying it, by the way. I'm just smart enough to know when I'm being stupid sometimes. Ah! The angle was weird, and I thought I was dying again, and I don't know. I reacted to the angle being weird and not bouncy. It was more flat, and then I don't know what I thought I was doing. And that death was because I was changing the music. I need a foot pedal. Alright, there we got the weird flat thing, but we ended up living. Because you just treat it like it's not weird and flat, but, you know, the angle was still surprising and messed me up. What? I mean, that makes sense. I must have bonked my head on the roof. I never do that there. But I think I came through those two little buzzsaws with, you know, too much vertical attitude already. Right after saying that part was strong, I die in a whole new way. Amazing. Terrible. I just need to count the button presses there and stop trying to wing it. It's what, 3 or 4? But no, with the ship it's probably slightly a hold. And I'm not noticing it. Might not be able to just count it. That one was even bouncier than normal on those orbs, and it made me get disoriented too. It's like, it makes zero difference on where my cursor's going to be on the screen. I don't think it does make a difference. Maybe it makes a slight difference on where we hit the ground. But anytime I hit those orbs at any angle other than the one that I expect to hit, I just lock up. I mean, it's probably because normally when you see your cursor do an unexpected thing in this game, you die, like right there. What a garbage player I am, man. Oh, okay, sure. Let's just do that again. You know, I thought that was like 30 minutes ago. I really thought we were past dying there on the ball part at the beginning. You know, before you do anything. Apparently I was wrong. What? I was getting too into the music. Is that what I'm gonna blame? No, we'll just go with the typical incompetence and failure to pay attention. No need to blame the music, which was only doing its job of being awesome. What? I don't understand. I just don't understand. It happens there sometimes. I do understand. I did the wrong thing at the wrong time. Or rather, I did the only thing at the wrong time. But I don't understand why the physics of it result in that happening. I don't understand that at all. You'd think you would just crash, but instead it swirls up at the top. I don't get it. Amazing. There, I remembered to jump. I just remembered much too late. Is that a buffered jump? I don't know. Unfortunately, remembering to jump there did not get us one more percentage on the board. Oh, because I missed the jumper instead of the ball change gravity, so basically it's like looking for the plane and there's not one there, so it says, oh, well, you just, you die in a fun way instead. I got it. That makes sense. It's just, it graphically is quite confusing. Ow. Amazing. Now we've degenerated into running into the visible wall of spikes. Now we've degenerated into not even jumping. And there, just not enough of the hold. The timing on that part's just a little tricky. I normally do okay on it, but I've been doing worse and worse as the run goes. Either that or doing well at the beginning was a fluke, and now I am doing the amount of good that I should normally be doing. Amazing. Back to dying at the 30% ship part. Great. Oh, sure. I don't... I mean, what it comes down to is I probably shouldn't be playing with the controller. But, it's the only way I can play for longer than 30 minutes at a time. So I kinda have to. I don't know if holding down the button presses is as responsive as it would be if I was using a mouse, but again, I can't play this game with a mouse. My hand goes numb. So, unfortunately, I will always have to use an input that I'm worse with. Awesome. Sure. You know, you're supposed to fall into that one. I did know that. Like, what's the point of it being an easy section if I don't do it right? There is no point. There is no point to any of this. Only the eternal return of the same. The great suffering of Mr. Greenblock. And we are all witnesses to it. You see that? That's how I absolve myself of responsibility for the poor guy's death. I'm like, man, who could have done this to him? Are not you and I, the viewer, the same in responsibility? Whatever. Alright, those deaths don't count. I mean, except they do in, like, a finite way relating to literally being counted. But you know what I mean. Let the metaphorical record show that those two didn't count. %. Alright, so that's the part that I've never done the right way. I always fall down by accident and do the coin path. So, but that's still pretty good, right? Hey, new best, 86%. Feels good. Right when I was thinking, I'm never gonna make progress here. No, what I was actually starting to think was like, man, I kinda remember most of this level now, huh? And it's not gonna stop me from dying in embarrassing and preventable ways, but I do remember it. Shallow bounces there scared me, but we did the right thing and just treated them like they were any other bounces. Zoomy zoomy. Well, still, you know, if we hadn't got that personal best last time, that would have been a new best. You say almost there? Yeah, I hope so. And yet also, I don't hope so, for after this, another challenge. No, after this is Natasha's favorite level. The Theory of Everything 2. Well, the thing about the coin path, Natasha, is that I never do it on purpose. I fail to do the real path. and then I fall down to the coin path and then end up managing to get up. Because almost always on the stair-step orbs, I do the timing badly, and between like the 4th and 5th, I fall down into the coin path. Ah, terrible. So like, I've never done the coin path on purpose. I don't even know if I could fall down on purpose. But I can very easily do it through carelessness. There's been a couple coin paths like that in levels, where like I fall down because I'm bad, and then it just sort of bounces you back up if you know how, and I'm like, oh, well, that's different. Whoops. Terrible. With that intermediate ship part, the early ship part, I think what I was doing was trying to go straight too much. We need to just like go with the just a little bit more vertical up and down, keeps us safer there. Not a lot. But like, so, you know, you just dip there, you dip here. Because the correction, you've got plenty of space for the correction, but I think some of those triangles hitboxes were a little different than I anticipated them to be based on the visuals. Ah! I was too flat before, so my arc was already messed up. I couldn't correct into going flat because I was bouncing off of it. Didn't notice until it was too late to notice. It's that part where you go through the little whirring jaws in the middle, and then you have your up-down right afterward. If you're on the path, you just, like, drop, and then, like, it's just a brief hold, and then you drop down on the other side, you go to the big ship. So it's like, if you have the timing slightly wrong, I don't even know if you can correct it, and there, well, the timing wasn't anywhere. I just didn't even hit the button. Don't know what I was doing. Dying. Okay, well, see there, what I did was fly straight instead of going down like I said we were going to do there in order to find success. But if you've watched me at all, you'll know that I will frequently say out loud a thing that may theoretically work, and then go on to not do that thing at all. It's not just Geometry Dash. I'm this way in a lot of avenues. It's not that I'm dishonest, I'm just very easily distractible. It's not strictly speaking true either. I can focus pretty hard sometimes. Ship section was good. The little one, I mean, and here, jump, buffer, drop, jump. I think I hit that at a bad angle on the orb, and I don't know if I hit the ground in time to even make that window. I might have just hesitated a frame, though. I think I needed to hit that one, the orb on the loop better. Still, really good consistency getting through that one section. I think I finally figured out the timing after, 300 attempts or whatever on it. At the very least, we've gotten through it a few times in a row, and that does feel very good. Well, in a row once we got to that section, that is to say. Might just need to go into practice mode for the last bit, I suppose. Because this first, 60%, look, it's not tight, right? Or 70% even. It's not. That's bad. It's not tight. But it is feasible to do it, right? I mean, like, I'm getting to that last section, I mean, what, 10 times in the last 400? So, I mean, like, very clearly we're doing great. Probably could be tomorrow. Maybe. I'm planning on playing Red Dead tomorrow morning. So I don't have to go into work until 2. So I'm thinking I can get like a nice 4-hour chunk and maybe finish it up. I don't know. Red Dead's making me feel all sorts of things like I don't normally feel. Like I should do a video where I actually write down my thoughts beforehand so that I can, refer to them whenever I'm doing character analysis. That's not my way. I don't Y'all know this is an incredibly low effort thing for me. It takes just as much effort for me to make these videos as it does for you to watch them. And so like I said, a very strange feeling to make me feel like I want to actually do a video properly. It would still involve no video editing at all because I don't know how and I'm probably never going to learn. But even the idea of making a notepad file of a couple of points where I want to talk about a character is far beyond my normal level of dedication to this. Look, I used to have to write essays, but I was in college. And I didn't finish. Not because I was bad at writing essays. On the contrary, I was too good at it. That's not really why either. I'm not going to tell you why. If you ask, I'll lie to you about it, though. No. I'm just embarrassed to tell the truth when it's documented. I didn't do anything bad. I didn't get kicked out, I dropped out. A few times. I'm really good at taking tests, and I'm really, really bad at being a human being. So universities often get the wrong impression about me when they meet me on paper. I mean, I've only gone to college 3 times. What, twice? 3 different colleges. One was a community college where I was getting my financial aid back. This is a very boring story. I'm not going into it. But anyway, suffice it to say that I have not finished college, and I very likely never will. But not because I cannot write an essay. Got that MLA, got that Chicago, got that APA, you put the style guide in front of me. But what I won't do is ever do anything that I'm supposed to do on time. I show up to work, right? But I have to go to work. If I don't go to work, I'll die. And that's basically the only way to get me to do something is to threaten me. And threatening me with starvation. Physical harm or anything usually won't even do it. I mean, unless you're the police. They can threaten me very easily. I know when someone can kill me and get away with it. They can threaten me very easily. But, I can't threaten myself. I can't kill me and get away with it. I can kill the block and get away with it. But as I was saying, I'm probably not going to make any sort of effort towards any video ever. It's just not who I am. And maybe the people deserve that, but I think, You know, maybe what they deserve is for me to not try to convince them to watch me with quality, you know? If you want someone who's going to manipulate you by doing a good job, it's not me. Figuratively, my job is threatening me with starvation if I don't go. I was talking about why I make very low effort videos, and I always will. If you're just tuning in. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer, but there was this lawyer at our church, and he was like, you know, to be a lawyer, you really got to do a lot of stuff on time. You know, you got to meet all these deadlines and stuff. I'm like, oh, never mind. That's not really how it went. But that's when I understood that I would never be a good lawyer. It's also why I understood when I understood that I would never be good at anything in the modern world, because I'm like really bad at you know, doing things when people want me to. Just so bad at it. I deeply resent basically everything. I'm a terrible worker and just have a bad attitude, you know. No, I have a good work ethic. I just I don't care about myself or others, so it generally makes me not a very conscientious person. What I do like is playing video games and talking badly about myself. You can never really actually learn anything about me by hearing me talk, because while other people might be self-aggrandizing and like try to convince you to like them better by what they say, I will never tell a lie to make someone like me more, but I will lie to people to make them like me less. I'll do that all the time, and I'll never feel bad about it either. And it keeps people totally unable to know whether or not they can trust me as long as I'm saying something bad, which is almost always. Which is how I like it, you know. People should make up their own minds without me trying to manipulate them. But if they want to say bad things about me, I figure, hey, you should at least phrase it in an artful way that I can get behind. So I sort of give them the template, you know, like, hey, here's some avenues to attack. How about the emotional dysregulation? How about the lack of interest in other people's lives? How about the time management? You know, go with that. And normally it's like something else, you know, like for being bald, which again, I'm not even sensitive about, which is why I suggest to people all the stuff that are better choices. I hate to be insulted poorly. It's lazy. It feels like being in elementary school again. Why not be insulted for being a bad Geometry Dash player? No, that's not an insult. That's just manifestly true. And besides, I'll always be a bad Geometry Dash player. But I'm a better bad Geometry Dash player than I was yesterday, and that's something. Not much. I mean, very clearly not much. Come on, let's have a decent run now. Ah, man. very clearly what I did there was, you know, do the thing at the wrong time. There's only one thing you can do. Literally only one input, and I chose to do it at a time that would result in my death. Now, is that true for every death in Geometry Dash? Yes. Yes, it is. That's why it's such a wise way to sum things up. If it isn't the consequences of my one action, I crashed again. I don't know what was up with that. I guess I thought I was still holding it down. I wasn't. You can tell by the way I died. Well, at least we've got great songs to die to. No! I got too head nodding into the game and I didn't hit the orb. Into the game. Head nodding into the music. I definitely blame... Not the music. You can't blame the music for being amp. You can blame yourself for noticing it, though, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's my fault again. I don't know what was up with that other death. Amazing. And by that, I mean, what a move. Why? I swear I don't think I even did that twice before today, and now I've died there like 6 times. Sure. Alright. Terrible. Terrible. I knew I was supposed to jump there. I knew I was supposed to jump there. Sigh, you know. And that's how Geometry Dash is. Earlier in the run, that would have been a great improvement, but now it's just going to that part I've been to a couple of times. How perspectives change. Oh, I can't believe that. I blinked at the wrong time. I lost my ship on the screen because I'm green and blue, and that place is green and blue, I think. It's definitely pretty green. I think it's just green and black. Are you kidding? I never die there. Well, one more for the all deaths run. Hello, whoever said hello. I can't see what the username is right now because I can't look away. Except I looked away enough to see that you said that. What? Alright. Hey, Darklight. Bah. I'm not doing recommendations right now. Right now I am just bashing my head against Clutterfunk. The stream's not going to be going on too much longer. My bedtime is about midnight, and it is about exactly midnight right now. I died again. But I'd like to have one more good run. I mean, I'd like to beat the level right now. That would be ideal. Unlikely, since I'm not very good at the game. And nothing in these earlier runs will have indicated that I have the ability to finish it. Okay, whatever. I don't even know what happened there. Can't even be annoyed at it. I don't understand. I must have done the only thing you can do at the game at the wrong time. There you go, I figured it out. I either did what I wasn't supposed to do or didn't do what I was supposed to do. There we go. Non-reductive worldview complete. Sure. Can't believe that. The thing about the small ship mode is I have the exact same feeling about it when I'm doing well as when I'm dying. I'm always like, yeah, I'm doing great. This is perfect. And like big ship mode, I often know before I die. Small ship mode, it's usually a surprise. I think it goes faster. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. Terrible. Awful. Just awful. Man, am I not good at this game or what? Like I said, I just want to get one more good run before I go to bed. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. That was close. I really thought we hit it there. Alright, this is the one more good run, right? This is all we gotta do. It's not a very good run. Alright. Not a very good run at all. Pretty bad. Because dying to that spike after the jump drop, you know, after that buffer, that just shows you're doing it wrong. Just like that does. What about practicing? I've already done it on practice mode. I've done that part like 400 times on practice mode. I don't think I'm going to get any better at it. Because I know exactly what I have to do, I just don't do it right. And I don't think that practicing it more will help. Just like this this early ship part, like, I must have done it, what, like 1,000 times, and I still die half of the time. I haven't gotten any better at this early ship part since I started playing it. For me, practice mode just sort of like lets me get familiar with the concepts, but if I'm bad at doing it, I never get better at doing it. Like right there. I don't know if it was 60 to 100. Because 60% is the easy part with the big ship. It would have been like 65 to 100, where you turn into the block. Maybe it wasn't the whole way. I don't know. But I've only done the last segment like twice, because as soon as I got into it, after, you know, I got through like 85%, I just beat it, if memory serves. But like I said, what's the point of practicing the end if I literally can't even get through that shit part most of the time, you know? Practicing's not going to help me when I'm bad. It'll only help me like learn what I have to do, but doing it is the part that I'm bad at. Like I knew what I had to do with that part at 71%, but it took me 400 times to do it sort of okay, and now I still run into that. So like I said, what's the point of practicing the end? I need to practice the beginning. But not really, because again, I've done that shit part like literally 1,000 times now, and I'm still terrible at it. Knowing what I have to do is the only thing that I can get from practice mode. Actual practice doesn't appear to help me at all. Like, what should I practice that? It's not gonna help. For a long time, I didn't do practice mode at all. And then a viewer embarrassed me by making me a map of the part that I needed to practice in customs because I didn't understand how to use practice mode. And then like a week after that, I finally learned how. Anyway, shout out Bouncy Block. That was a total bro move to make me that custom map because I was too stubborn to learn how to use practice mode. What? Make sure I don't die at the end then. The end, all you have to do is go straight. You just fall down a long pathway and then you win. Sure, whatever. Talking to somebody at work about my geometry class practice problems. Like, well, like, didn't you play band in high school? I'm like, yeah, I was a percussionist. We didn't practice anything. We basically learned our parts as we were playing them. There's no one more lazy in the world than a high school drum kid. There's only like one kid per class who cares, and everybody else in the whole percussion section is lazy. That was my impersonation of it anyway. My impression of it. My impersonation of a percussionist was a very lazy one. I knew how to read music a little bit, which put me head and shoulders over everybody else who never bothered to learn. I didn't go to like a school with a bad band either. We like won awards, just the percussion section was magnificently lazy. See, the thing about percussion is you don't actually need to learn how to play an instrument. That's why I liked it. You don't have a drum line that shows here, but that's too bad. I mean, percussion's fun, but like, if you play music, you probably know what I mean. You know, like, a person can't pick up a clarinet and fake it, but you can absolutely fake your way through a bass drum or a cymbal part. You know, like, you can. You just can. You don't have to know how to play, the chimes or the xylophone to fake your way through a simple part. Whereas if you gave me a trombone, I would literally not be able to get a sound out of it. Playing percussion, like, super well is hard, but playing percussion, like, moderately is the easiest thing. There's no other instrument in the whole band that you just don't even know how to play it, and you can still do it. Like, if you ever played the bongos, I have. You play guitar, Q? I own a guitar. I'm a guitar owner. Unfortunately, my hand surgery was not successful enough for me to be able to really play it again. But it's all good. It gave me tons of function back, just holding, the chords down and such. It's the exact sort of, like, awkward pressure that is not good for my hands still. But it's like I can play guitar for 30 minutes or video games for like 6 hours. And, well, I don't actually like playing guitar that much. I just, like, it's fine. I'm not good at it, though, I play a classical guitar, and I'm, like, so bad, right? But also, it's not that fulfilling to practice an instrument for 30 minutes and then be in pain. I'd rather play a video game all day long and then be in pain. It's not that much pain from playing. I tend to stop my hobbies whenever I get the feedback from this useless human body that I'm pushing my hands too hard. Which is why I don't play Geometry Dash with a mouse, even though I think I would do a lot better with one. Not a lot better, that's not the right modifier. Slightly better. I think I would have slightly better precision if I used a mouse, but it is not possible, alas. I'm imprisoned in this useless human body. It got as tall as I wanted it to, and then after that it sort of betrayed me in a lot of ways. But that's all good. At least I got to be as tall as I wanted. It was important to me as a child, not so much to me as an adult. But as, like, a boy, I always wanted to be the tallest one in my family, on account of being an extraordinarily large baby. Not extraordinarily large. I mean, I was like 10.5 pounds, right? It's pretty big for a baby, but not like, they wouldn't have put a newspaper article about me. They had to drag me into the world with forceps. Even then, I didn't want to be born. I knew it was a raw deal. Oh no, I died. Sometimes people hear about what a large baby I was, and they say something like, "Your poor mother," and I have to say something like, "My mom had to have me as a child, like a human child that she had to deal with, and you're worried about the size that my human body was when I was born? The least of her worries, honestly." No, my parents have lots of other children, which is good. It's good to have some kids that don't bother you. No, I'm only joking. Plenty of my other siblings bother my parents. But we all do it in our own special way, Nobody wants to imitate another. It's important to carve out your niche. Wow, terrible. Alright, well, we're getting to that time. I guess we're not beating this one today. It's alright. We made some progress. At no point did I think I'm never going to beat Clutterfunk. You know, we're past that. We'll beat it someday. A couple thousand more attempts. Not like that, we won't. Just a couple thousand more attempts. I think before 5,000 we'll beat it. Maybe not before 3,000 though. Okay. That was pretty bad. What? Oh, that thing again. Well, anyway. I guess that's gonna just about do it. So, last run. Let's see if we can make it count. Nope. Alright. 1,934 attempts. And barely closer to beating it than before, but slightly closer. It's all good. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you've enjoyed. That'll do it for this video. Bye, Natasha. Bye, Q. Bye, Clixic. Bye, Darklight. Bye, Unnamed User. Hope you guys have a good night, sleep well, and I will see you perhaps in another stream or a video. Good night, everyone.